A heavy curtain of volcanic ash falls endlessly over the jungle, turning midday into twilight. A thin layer settles on the lush green canopy, muting the vibrant world below. Under the cover of this artificial night, a band of early humans pushes forward. They are coated in dust from head to toe, their breaths slow and labored, every movement a fight against the weight of the world around them. Their bodies are sleek and muscular, though wiry, honed by a life lived on the edge of endurance. Their movements are economical, efficient, born of necessity. A young man leads the way, his eyes squinting against the stinging ash that stings his cheeks. Behind him, a woman balances a baby on her hip while keeping pace, her free hand clutching a rough basket woven from vines. Beside her, an older man limps slightly, favoring a gnarled walking stick that seems almost an extension of his body. The pace is slow, not because they walk with sloth or ease, but because the effort required to simply inhale the choking grey air saps their strength. Each step is measured, a careful balance of will and exhaustion. In the distance, the jungle's familiar sounds are muffled, as if the very air itself is holding its breath. Birds have fled, seeking refuge elsewhere, leaving behind an unsettling silence punctuated only by the steady drizzle of ash. The terrain is treacherous, obscured by a thick carpet of fallen debris that conceals holes and hazards. But they move with a sure-footed grace, navigating the shifting landscape without hesitation. Sharp eyes scan the ground ahead, not for beauty or amusement, but for sustenance. The man stops suddenly, his gaze fixed on a spot just ahead. Kneeling, he uses a sharpened stick to dig into the soft ground, pulling out a hidden tuber. He examines it briefly, then places it carefully into the waiting basket. The woman behind him does the same, her movements economical, precise. They pause here longer than before, taking turns to dig, gathering what they can before moving on again. The forest floor is littered with the debris of the recent eruption, pumice stones, hardened lava pebbles, and layers of grey ash. Every so often, a gust of wind stirs the air, creating fleeting swirls of grey that dance and drift lazily upwards. These moments of movement are brief, however, quickly stilled by unseen forces. The air grows colder, damper. The sky is perpetually overcast, the sun a distant memory. Their path leads them toward a shallow stream where hunters crouch low, ready and patient, their spears held like arrows poised to strike. With a sudden movement, one of them lunges forward, jabbing his spear into a darting fish. The water ripples, disturbed by the strike. Another hunter scoops handfuls of water, cupping it to wash the ash from his face and neck. Water runs down his cheeks, mixing with sweat and grime, leaving streaks of mud and dirt in its wake. Carrying their catch, they retreat to a rock overhang, a natural shelter that offers a brief respite from the unending ash. Inside this haven, glowing embers smolder in a pit of stones, carefully hidden and preserved. A man reaches inside the shelter, pulling out a bundle of dry sticks and begins to blow gently. His breath mingles with the smoky tendrils rising from the embers, coaxing life back into the dying fire. It is a fragile thing, delicate against the backdrop of the ash-filled air, but it grows steadily, tendrils reaching upwards towards the gloom. When the flame is deemed secure, others begin to arrive, hauling baskets of tubers and roots, laying them down beside the growing pile. Slowly, methodically, they gather dry sticks, storing them in designated bundles for future use. Some kneel by the fire, tending to the flames, while others stack heavy palm leaves against the sagging roof of their shelter, reinforcing it against the relentless falling ash. Near the overhang, men lash branches together with twisted vines, smearing mud into gaps to block the falling ash. Their movements are deliberate, patient, born of necessity, not beauty. With a grunt, one man steps back to survey his handiwork, nodding in approval. Round the fire, others work in rhythm, some building, others weaving, some tending the fire, all aware of the silent threat hanging in the air. The rumble of the volcano is a constant companion, a low growl that resonates in the earth and in their bones. Every so often, the ground shakes, sending tremors through the shelter. Trees tremble, fine ash sliding down their trunks and coating the ground below. The people work steadily, unfazed by the falling ash, their focus unwavering. A young boy notices a lizard darting between rocks, its scales blending seamlessly with the grey backdrop. He points, a rare smile touching his lips, but even this moment of levity is short-lived. The ground trembles again. This time the motion is more pronounced, lasting longer, shaking the very foundations of their shelter. The adults exchange glances, a silent understanding passing between them. A wild boar, trapped earlier in woven vines, is dragged to camp. Its thick hide is cut open with sharp flakes of stone, the meat carved into long strips and laid across skewers. As fat drips into the flames, the fire hisses. Smoke curls upward, struggling to vanish into the heavy air. Beside the fire, others grind seeds against a flat rock, crushing them into coarse meal. Palm oil is scooped up, wrapped in broad leaves to preserve it. Hunters lay fresh fish across racks to dry slowly in the heat. Against the backdrop of the falling ash, the shelters become half-buried, walls hidden under layers of grey. Yet inside, life continues. Glowing orange, the people gather around their fire, their silhouettes framed against the black horizon where the volcano rumbles. Outside, trails vanish beneath fresh layers of ash, yet they venture out in pairs, trundling carefully through the grey silence. They dig for hidden food, cut branches, haul bundles of leaves, returning with each load to feed the fire, repair the roof, hang more food above the smoke. Again and again, the cycle repeats. Forage, carry, cook, build, scrape, weave. The rhythm of survival is unbroken. With each passing hour, the ash thickens the sky, muting the world around them. Still, they persist, their presence a testament to resilience in the face of nature's fury. Their days are measured in cycles of need and response. Wake, find food, prepare food, build, repair, rest, then wake again. The relentless routine is punctuated by the rumble of the volcano, a constant reminder of the world's indifference to their struggle. But they do not falter. They are bound together by invisible threads of shared experience, their fates intertwined in this dance of survival. The camera lingers on tired faces lit by firelight, catching the determined set of their jaws, the steady gleam in their eyes, the callous texture of their hands, stained and weathered by countless such days. The faint scent of wood smoke mingles with the earthy aroma of dried herbs, creating a strange, almost comforting atmosphere. The fire crackles, sending sparks spiraling into the gloom, momentarily painting the ash-laden air with fleeting bursts of orange. In the flickering light, hands weave fibers into rope, place stones with care, stir embers, roast meat, grind seeds, dry fish, moving in unending repetition. The hours pass unnoticed. They eat in silence, their jaws working steadily, their eyes fixed on the ground before them. Every movement is deliberate, every bite measured, ensuring that every morsel of food sustains them just a little longer. After eating, the work begins anew. The endless cycle of survival continues. The relentless routine of existence in the shadow of the volcano continues.